Good morning from southern New Hampshire. We're outside the town of Peterborough. And today we're driving into Massachusetts right away and then all across northeastern Massachusetts, all the way to the coast in Gloucester. And I haven't really done any research about what we're going to see today, so it's just the road will give us something. Today is the final big drive of this New England road trip, and it's my first ever look at a region I must confess I've never even really thought of, northeastern Massachusetts. The route will lead away from the vivid fall colors of the leaves inland to the harsh and picturesque Atlantic coast on Cape Ann, plus all the cities, towns, villages, and unexpected side roads and distractions along the way. Like Wilton, New Hampshire, population not quite 4,000. And knowing that this was the final chance to be amazed and impressed with New England's fall colors, I took the time to just drive and gawk. Well, we just crossed the line into Massachusetts. So the rest of the trip will be in Massachusetts, and we will soon be turning east when we get to the town of Townsend, I think. And then I won't have to stare into the sun the rest of the day. So that will be nice. So far, Massachusetts is the same as New Hampshire, except the road surface is a little bumpier. Here is the Pepperell Covered Bridge here in Pepperell, Massachusetts. As we drove through the town of Dunstable, Massachusetts, population 3,300, we pulled over to gaze at this pond. It too has a long history of name changes. It was Woodward Pond, and then Austin's Pond 100 years ago, and then in the 1950s became Shaw's Pond, and now it's Woodward's Mills Pond. Whatever you call it, today it was exquisite. Well, we've been driving since the covered bridge through Massachusetts, through the town of Kingsborough, and now we are beside that river, and it's picnic time. After the picnic, we found ourselves in a part of Massachusetts with big industrial buildings and utilitarian processing facilities of one description or another. I don't know how it looks to you on YouTube, but I was thrilled to be here. I always find these sorts of areas extremely photogenic. I guess it's their gargantuan, unapologetic boldness, the magnificence of sheer scale. The gritty, slightly tense feeling in the air this afternoon hit a peak a little ways down the road. We came around a bend and cars in front of us were all stopped, as was an Amtrak train. Well, I don't know what's going on, but there's a downeaster Amtrak train here, and it stopped at this intersection, and there's like emergency vehicles, and we're not really going anywhere. A lot of people are turning around. I guess we'll have to turn around somewhere. I don't know where we are, how we're getting to where we're going, but maybe there was a collision here at the intersection or something. All right, well, the police were routing us around that crossing. We're now at this crossing, which seems okay. This is beyond the accident, but there was like a little white truck, like touching the train. Some kind of collision there. I don't know how bad it was or whatever, but check the news when we get to the hotel tonight. As reported by several news outlets, there were no serious injuries in the accident, which apparently happened when the driver of the truck stopped inside the gate. I couldn't find any follow-up information about it, but at any rate, it was an unusual and sobering thing to see, especially for us, since we're planning on taking some Amtrak trains soon. And so we pressed on, further into eastern Massachusetts, as the land slowly got flatter and the fall foliage, still vivid, got less and less so. That always exciting feeling of nearing a coast that you can't see yet. Well, we are apparently about 15 minutes away from the hotel, Cape Ann Motor Inn, and it's Saturday afternoon and it's a glorious day, and everybody in Massachusetts is right here on this street in West Gloucester, wherever we are right now. It's quite packed with cars and stuff, but people are letting people in, so it's all right, but what a day. It's cool outside too. It's quite a breeze. We pulled up to the Cape Ann Motor Inn right on the edge of the mighty Atlantic Ocean. The explosion of fall colors back in the mountains of New Hampshire was just this morning, but on this dramatic approach to the motel, it seemed like several days ago, in another world. Quite a welcome to the end of Massachusetts. Okay, here we are. We made it all the way across northeastern Massachusetts, and we've ended up here. This is what the end of Massachusetts has for you here. On Cape Ann, at the Cape Ann Motor Inn in Gloucester, Massachusetts. We are on the beach. I mean, our room is right on the beach. All right, quite a day, quite an interesting day, full of cool stuff, as usual when you're on the road. So that's it for the drive through Massachusetts, and thank you very much for watching this, and I will see you next time. The full version of this video has no ads and includes more from today's drive, including the final historic covered bridge of the trip. Here is the Pepperell Covered Bridge here in Pepperell, Massachusetts, and more from our experience beside the Merrimack River in Lowell. Follow my Patreon page to see it and more from my world travels. Paid supporters and free followers alike get access to exclusive ad-free videos and other perks. Your support is what keeps this channel alive and allows me to bring you travel stories from fascinating destinations like this. A special thanks this week, in reverse order, to the remarkable Will Phillips, Samantha, Ray Nichols, Michael Fedor, Matt Kane, Lever Wong, David Richley, Darcy Otranto, and Calvin Ferreira. And thank you to everyone reading my weekly newsletter, also on Patreon, for free. Links are in the video description. Thanks for wandering around with me. Everywhere is worth exploring.